Pop's garage.
Yeah, and we've got an interesting show for you today.
We've got a new member.
Yes, and he's a bit taller than Jack.
Just a tad.
Yeah.
And he does a bit more work than the Sprocket.
Yeah, you see, what it was is Spanners was feeling rather short, so we had to get somebody else.
Oh.
No, let's put it right. So, guys, as it stands at the moment, getting these two here is a bloody nightmare. So, if it's not me doing it on my Todd, it's me doing it with Pops. Because let's be fair, Tonto very rarely comes down there.
Oh, come on.
We needed fresh blood in the club, so we met somebody new. He's an awesome mechanic.
He's not years old.
Yeah, but he's still a good mechanic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And not only that, he brings a lot to the table. So
yeah, he brings goodies.
Yeah, he brings sweets.
Don't worry about the bikes and the bits. He brings food.
Yes, Tonto actually ate a whole packet of the Mars bites that have been here. Those have stayed in the unit now for 2 weeks. And then he comes in, 5 minutes later they're gone.
Well, they're meant to be eaten.
Right.
Anyway, we digress.
Yes.
We've got so put your hands together, guys, and welcome the Scots.
Join the club.
Yeah. Guess where he's from?
England.
come on, Dort. It's all
Not with my accent.
No, you're right. No.
So yeah, we've got an interesting show. The rest of it.
Yeah, we've got a couple of good reviews coming up for you. We're going to look into the GS. You might remember from the NEC, we had the GS at the show.
Yeah, 8 months in. The pitfalls and pleasures of owning a
cheap bike, a couple of £100. So we're going to let you know what it's like now to own a couple of £100 bike and keep it running.
Yes, and how many times the AA got called out.
But no, it's not bad. He winds it a bit.
So what we'll do is, if you watch our other shows, you'll see that we was at the NEC for the Practical Classics back in March.
Ooh, excuse me.
Right, so.
Yeah, so as you see, that's the bike at the NEC, and should we go to the bike now? Have a look at it.
Well, is it true that we've actually applied for next year's?
We have, yes. Unfortunately, we don't get the final confirmation until December. I have tried to give it a bit of poke and see if we can get a confirmation sooner. But December, we should be able to announce, hopefully all going well, that we're back at the NEC. All four of us.
And we've got.
You five.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
She's not here. Is she?
Oh God,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
God,
Don't forget, well, you'll be dog house otherwise. If he's a driving force behind us.
We might have some we've been discussing what we're going to bring as well this year, and we got some real special things we're going to pull out.
We're going to try and keep it a surprise. So to actually see what we're going to try and get there, you'll have to come to the show at the NEC to actually see it.
Have you seen the bike that we've got in today there, Tonto? The 1928 AJS, is it?
That's right.
Yes.
Really, really rare machine. 800cc, re-twin, combi. Beautiful, beautiful piece of kit.
Yeah, and if we get time, we're going to be looking at replacing the forks on Chris's.
Yeah, we'll do the fork seals on Chris's bike because they're broken.
Yes.
So you thought I was going to say something else. You were going to say something else then.
Right, we've done. Come on, let's go get cracking.
Let's go and have a look at this GS anyway, shall we?
Cool.
Okay, so for those who came along in our March show, you saw our trusty stick here, 1997 Suzuki GS, £200 machine. We stripped it down and rebuilt part of it at the NEC. Done a little bit of work to it since after that. Through the MOT and then started having fun with it. This machine has been fairly reliable. She went to Ireland, not too many problems at all, no problems at all in Ireland. But we did have one the day before. The day before we were due to go, on the way home from work, coils overheated and decided to fail. So we had to stick a couple of new coil packs on. And the other day, she decided to stop, and it turns out the fuel line was blocked. So got a replacement tank. This isn't actually the correct tank for the bike. This is the GSF tank. So that's why we got a moulding issue on the tank. But it does the job for the minute. We do have the correct tank, but it's bright yellow, so we might change it. We did have a slight problem the other day. One of the spark plugs has failed, so over-fueling into the exhaust when trying to start it. Eventually it did start, and there was this huge kaboom, and it scared a few people probably because we've got gas works going on, and it blew the can apart. So what we're going to do is use our little handy cam, and we'll show you what happened. Okay, so here we have our nice exhaust, and if we go down here, you can see there's a huge hole in the exhaust, and that's what happened when the fuel ignited and kaboom, blew the exhaust apart. But thanks to the good old auction site, I managed to pick up a nice brand new can, a slip-on, which should do the job nicely. 20 quid, so slip it on, job done, and it should be all nice and quiet, or quietish again, rather than like she is at the moment, which is mega loud. So in fact, when we do the exhaust change, I'll put that as a little snippet video on the website, so you can see exactly how it's done if you ever fancy doing that job yourself. But there we go. So are cheap bikes worth it? Yes, they are. Yes, I've had a couple of problems, but to be expected. Overall, really good cost saving effect in running a bike. So back to the studio, and let's see what else is on offer. A cheap bike has its pitfalls, but it can also be a great reward because it keeps plenty of money in your pocket.
Join the AA.
Yeah, all the RAC, other breakdown companies are available.
Green flag.
But as we introduced earlier, the Scot, and concentrating on bikes this show. So what bikes?
Currently, the Yamaha Maxim, which is
That's that one over there that we're stripped down.
that one over
isn't it?
there, yes, which is looking rather worse for wear.
It's a wheelie bike now.
It is. It's currently undergoing fork seals, which are behind me.
You have to be really careful how you say that one.
And a 69 bull tackle Matrala Mark II in packing cases.
Oh, very nice.
So I haven't even seen that bike,
Yeah.
bar the frame. So that
So
one should
possibly
be
something for the future, for the shows.
Gonna be a Pops Garage special.
Yeah.
absolutely.
So what's the oldest bike you've ever ridden then?
It'd probably be the Triumph Bonneville.
Ooh,
It was
very
the
nice
first
machine.
bike. It was introduced to me by my brother-in-law at the time.
Yeah, I've ridden the 72 Bonnie. That was a really nice machine.
It had the feel, the power, the noise. The
Yeah.
noise I remember. The handling was really good actually for such an old bike.
Well, Bonnevilles are very well. They were great tours in the day, so should have been
And this
used
was a
well.
500. That was my opening gambit into proper biking.
Yeah.
If you take out the 103 Peugeot, which you had to pedal to get started, which we don't really want to talk about.
No, we're in proper bikes now.
Yeah.
Talking of proper bikes, actually, I had a very rare privilege of riding the other day a 1927 AGS 800cc V-twin combi. I mean, have you ever ridden a combi?
No.
Combis are really weird to ride. You don't ride them like a normal bike. The way you just turn around corners, you don't bang. But you want to have a look? Let's go and have a look. Let's go over
Very
and
rare
run the
machine.
VT now, and let's go and have a look at it. Okay, so we've come over to Dudley to have a look at something really, really cool on the old bike front. This really doesn't really do justice to what we're going to look at. I think we need something more appropriate. Let's do a quick change and see what happens. Bit of magic. Oh, there we go. That's better. Now we feel right in the gear to have a look at this beautiful 1930 AGS that we're going to have a look at. It's just here behind me, so let's go and have a look at it, shall we? Gorgeous girl. It's a 1927 AGS 800cc. The bike is low torque, so it's really designed for use as a combination as it is here. So we've got kids in the sidecar, mum on the back and dad riding it. Now with this bike it's completely different to anything you're probably familiar with. For one, this headlight here, this is a gas headlight. It uses carbide to actually run. So the acetylene gas is then lit inside there for the white light, and on the back there we have the rear light, which is where the acetylene gas is also pumped to power it. You'll notice with all the controls on the handlebars, we have a load here and we have some over here as well. But you'll notice that there is no twist grip. This lever here is actually your throttle. This lever is your choke. This lever, which you would expect to be a front brake, isn't. This one is actually a decompression lever for the 800cc engine. Then over here we have advance and retard, and we have the clutch. Down there we have the rear brake, and on this side we have the front brake. So you can see completely different to modern day machines. And you'll also notice the gear change, which is a hand select. So we've got first, neutral, second and third on the selector. One of the important things you've got to remember on this bike is the oil. For instance, you'll notice there's two fillers here. This one is for petrol, this one is for engine oil, and this is your dripper which feeds the engine with oil. So you have to always make sure it's switched on here and also down here at the back. You can see it just down here. And we also have the fuel tap up here. So we have to switch all these on and then tickle the carb just here so you can get her fired up. She's good for a top speed of around about 45-50 miles an hour with the sidecar, which isn't bad at all. And it's a great fun machine to ride, as you can see there. Right, so we've had a look at this beautiful machine. There's only one thing that's in question now is can't go back to modern day until I had to go with it. So as we said, that's comfortable. So as well, we've got to switch yours on. So that one on, that one on, and the fuel. Right, then we start correct, of course, made by my mummy. Set the throttle, choke, advance and retard, and hopefully she'll fire up. Check she's in neutral. It was, wasn't it?
It's phenomenal.
Absolutely. And the joy to ride it is absolutely amazing.
I just love the horn. Honk, honk.
Yeah,
Is that the AGS from the 50s?
No, funny enough, it's not. It is by name, but not by model, because AGS actually ceased production in 1939, and then the name was sold. And Matchless, if you remember, those that remember the bikes, Matchless and AGS seem very, very similar machines. And that's because Matchless owned AJS.
Hey guys, you know what's really amazing? It's amazing the details you can pick up off Wikipedia, isn't it?
I said it.
Exactly. That's where you have to go.
So unfair.
Yeah,
So unfair.
it's me. But one of the weirdest things though riding that bike was not having a twist grip. As you saw in the VT, it's a slider for the throttle. It's like cruise control. You slide it open and you just jog along.
Do you remember Ireland when I tried to use cruise control on my bike?
Yeah.
I've got this thumb shifter,
Yeah.
and it clips round your grip. And so what happens is you basically use your palm in a certain position to keep the revs up. Well, what they didn't tell you was that it spins round. So it spins round and jams. So next thing you know, you're like...
and you change your underwear.
Yes, definitely. That's why. That's the only time I've got over 35 miles an hour.
But no, hopefully next month's show we've got lots more interest stuff come through. In fact, actually, it won't be next month's, will it?
No.
Unfortunately, we've got some. It could be good news for some people.
Yeah. Well, what we had a meeting, and what we want to do, we want to bring more depth into the program that we're doing for you guys. So what we found as we're doing, we're only doing very small things, and we're not adding much value to it. So what we're going to try and do is stretch the show over. We'll probably make it a bit longer, but we'll include more and more detail in the work that we're doing.
Yeah, so we'll go more bi-monthly now for the shows, but we will bring you a show in November. We've got to.
Of course we have.
A 1 year show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just want to say a heartfelt welcome to everybody who did Ride to the Wall.
Yes, it was an amazing day. Very, very wet, but an amazing day. And it's one of those few times that you can stand there as a man with tears in your eyes, look at the person next to you, and they're exactly the same.
Tonto was there.
Yeah, I was there representing Pops, and I just want a big thank you to all the organisers and the volunteers who do that free of charge to make sure that we all have a wonderful day, and mark our respect to our armed forces serving and past.
And a big salute to Blue.
So we all salute you back. But so on that note, I think that's a nice note to finish off. We'll see you on our next show. Take care, guys. Thank you for watching. From all of us for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.